Hello everybody and welcome back to Animal Crossing City Folk. It's kinda late. It's about 5 p.m. It's like 5:01. So this might not be the longest episode, but I do want to talk about a thing, and it's Fire Emblem related. So if you don't like that, then well, just skip this episode, I guess. And that is simply, I want to talk about my experiences with playing the beginning of Fire Emblem Fates. I've just recently decided that I'm gonna replay through it. Well, I say replay through it. Try to actually play through it. I should also have it known, I've actually not even completed Awakening. And, so far, I've made it to Chapter 7 down the Hoshado path. So basically, I've done, like, 2 actual Hoshado chapters and the prologue. Because that's what everything prior to that should be called. Hey, Pascal. Oh, man. Standing is so tiring. Hey, can I share a little something with you? Sure. I should grow corn, man. Corn is delicious. Right on. Hey, hooking her up with a scallop, would you, man? Okay. You're scaring me, Pascal. Look, man, this here, I'm giving it to you. See, he can splash. Okay, there it goes. He can splash in water, but it doesn't scare things away. Ship cannon, that's new. That's a thing from him we don't have. I am happy with that. Yeah, I've just done chapter 7, I think. I thought I'm just to chapter 7. I forget which it is. I think I might have only actually done one full Hoshado chapter. I don't know. I just had a childhood friend join. That should tell anyone who's played the game where I'm at, hopefully. And can I just say, it honestly kind of really bothers me that weapons don't have durability. Because, like, you have the store that has infinite copies of the bronze weaponry, for instance. You can buy as many of them as you might want. But they never break. So why would you want more? I get, for training people. But you're gonna have spares. Just give them to them, train them, and move on. Like, if I had infinite durability on weapons with, say, Awakening, or any previous Fire Emblem, I would never use anything but the strongest possible weapon on everybody. And I imagine that's what I'll be doing with Fates. Because there's no reason not to. You want to, have a strong, deal a lot of damage, well, just use the legendary weapons. Because I'm assuming they'll all be, without durability. Like, that kind of bothers me, because it takes away having to actually consider what weapons you want to use. Because, say, in previous Fire Emblems, let's just use, because I played it fully through most recently, Sacred Stones, for example. For a lot of the game, I had killer weapons sitting in the back, just in storage, but I wasn't using any of them, because I knew they might be useful later. And I just swung the Wiimote a bit and then went to swing the fishing rod. I do that a lot. But, like, I wasn't using them because I knew they might be useful later, and I didn't want to not have them. So I was making the conscious decision to not use them. Or some battles, I would bring them with me. Or if I got spares, I would use those up, because, well, they're spares. I had my reserve, and now I've got spares. I'm gonna use them up. Now, Sacred Stones isn't exactly the best example, because the game really isn't the hardest. Honestly, with any Fire Emblem, you never really need anything bigger than, like, iron swords. Like, that's all you really need. If you have the money, you may as well equip everyone with, like, steel and larger. But you don't really need to. It's just extra. I mean, once again, with Fire Emblems, the various different weapons matter more at the beginning of the game before you can even use them. So, like, say, a Silver Lance will matter more early game than it will late game. Because the amount of extra damage you're getting from that isn't anywhere near as much as you would have been getting if you could have equipped it, like, you know, a promotion and 20 levels ago. But you can't, which is honestly part of why the starting paladin is always so good. And I think I've mentioned this before when I had first tried Fates, but can I just say the twist on killing off the Great Knight Companion wasn't that shocking to me. Like, quite honestly, that's what anyone who's played a Fire Emblem before would have ceremonially done to him. What I mean by that is, they just wouldn't use him, he would sit in the back and just kind of rot. He may as well be dead. Because, like, say, Sacred Stones, you're probably not gonna use Seth. You can, but you're probably not gonna want to. Shadow Dragon, you're not using Jacob. It's just how it works. The sequel to Shadow Dragon, the game literally tells you to not use that paladin. I forget his name, but he's really sickly, and literally the game tells you, do not use this guy. He is sickly. He will not be anywhere near as strong as your other units will be. He has nearly reached his peak now. He will not get much stronger. Because that's how those units work, and that's how Fire Emblem fans have it ingrained in their heads. You know, we don't use that starting paladin because, well, he's useless. He's weak. He's going to fall behind in the later levels. I say all this knowing I really need to be working on bonus content for Sacred Stones. Because Sacred Stones is actually one of the few games that makes that starting paladin eventually useful. Apparently. Because from what I understand, there are basically infinite stat growth items at the late game for Sacred Stones, like after like the post end game stuff. And we never checked the results of the... No, wait, we did check the results. Oh, wow. Okay, there's 4 things here. Rare Piece. Oh yeah, Harvest Festival is Thursday, November 22nd, so it's coming up fast. It's like a few days from now. Flea Market. And... oh, it's Amelia's birthday. Oh. Okay. I don't really know what to get her. If she'd even take anything from us. I'm not even gonna check because I don't know if she would or not. I haven't really been the best friend to her, so I mean... she probably wouldn't. But yeah, with Fates, it does legitimately bother me that weapons don't have durability. But the one inconsistency is that healing staves do. So, weapons don't break, but magic does. Like, what? And only specific magic. Because the main character's Dragonstone doesn't break. That's basically magic. Oh, Nana's around our house. Nana wants to pay us a visit, apparently. Having a nice afternoon, Spot? It's a great day for a walk. Stop! Do you smell that? That's autumn in the air, Popo. And you know what comes in autumn? The Harvest Festival, where we throw a tremendous feast. We're lucky here in Halifax. Plants grow so well here, it's only fair to celebrate that. Fair enough. But yeah, it's probably gonna take me a while to get used to the fact that weapons aren't going to degrade. Because, like, I had to literally stop myself from buying new bronze weaponry. Because I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna want more because it's gonna break. And then I remember, wait, these don't have durability. There's no point to having extras. Literally, once a character outgrows their bronze weapon, it's just gonna get put into storage. Especially because bronze weapons themselves have debuffs. Like, if you're wielding a bronze weapon, you can't multi-hit. So why would you ever want someone using one of those longer than they absolutely have to? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Mostly the not being able to multi-hit thing. Like, I don't understand that. Like, what about a light bronze weapon would make you think you can't swing it twice if you're fast enough? Like, bronze is... They do realize bronze is, like, one of the lightest things. Honestly, bronze weapons should be in kind of the same category as glass, in a way. Of low durability. Only they should be low skill to use, low durability. Because, well, you could probably even just look it up on YouTube of, like, chopping with a bronze sword. The sword will start to curve and bend. And on the battlefield, you can't stop to fix that. Because bronze is soft. Is that a thing? That looks like an odd color on the ground. Yes! Fossil! Aha! Oh, my pockets are full. Can I actually swap it with anything? No. Sea bass. Go for a swim, buddy. Swim back out to the ocean. That was here, right? Yeah! The power of noticing darkness. I'll remember that little mushroom is there. We need to go to Nook's. Oh, there's a present too. I'm gonna ignore the present. I'm just gonna ignore it. I should shoot it down, but our inventory is full. Also, the main character being basically a Manteke is weird. Like, I don't mind. I mean, I kinda do, because the Dragonstone has also debuffs on it. Of, like, lowering your speed and something else to give you defense. And only defense. And you can't multi-hit. Like, I don't understand all the debuffs. I mean, I get the game is pretty easy so far. But I imagine it'll get harder. I suppose, once again, without the durability thing, you're gonna be replacing the bronze weapons, but I guess I'm gonna be getting a better Dragonstone at some point? Like, well, I mean, I suppose there is probably a Dragonstone Plus. But, like, it's... I don't get it. I don't understand what the game is trying to do. Because, like, I could kind of understand it if they're trying to balance things out a little bit. Because Manteke have kind of always been the best class. Like, I mean, in, say, like, Awakening, using selective breeding, you can have a total of 5 Manteke, And that will probably be your strongest party for doing the Wi-Fi battling and such. Because, well, you can literally... One of them is a download character. So you'll literally have 2 Tikis on your team. But, like, you have... Oh god, what is her name? Naui and Na, and Tiki, the Avatar's child, if you marry Na, or Tiki. Like... I actually don't think you can marry Tiki. I don't think Tiki has any supports. I don't know. You might be able to. If you can, that gives another dragon. Like... The main thing that makes Manteke so good is the fact their Dragonstone gives them bonus stats. Like, I do understand that. The bonus stats from the Dragonstones have always been kind of overpowered. But the Dragonstone itself has always been more or less a limited resource. And until Shadow Dragon, I guess. But, like... Amelia wants something here. Trick or treat. Have a moment? You know it would take our friendship to the next level? I mean, besides sharing a fruit punch, that is. We need a new greeting that only we know. So how about you come up with a secret greeting, Vimo? Okay, I mean, it's good to replace Trick or Treat. We're like halfway through... No, well, we're over halfway through November now. No. I was gonna do something silly, but no. I won't do that silly thing. I kind of want it to still be Splatoon related. B9. Just booyah. No. Woo me. Yes! It's not bad. New greeting. Well, Benedict is having a good time with his fleas. Let's just leave him in his fleas. I might give, like, updates on how I'm liking Fates as I continue through it. Assuming my copy of it doesn't keep breaking. It has crashed a couple times. Through various means. It's actually why I stopped playing it in the first place, is, the citrus isn't quite there yet. I don't know how much less but more vague I can be. I should display the ship's cannon. We'll do that in the basement. It's actually very fitting to what I'm alluding to. You all know I don't have the money to buy new games, so you all already know what I'm referring to. Oh, I can't spin it like that. Well, I can spin it like this. No, I should have it facing like that, and then, like, push it down as far as I can. And there, now if we're ever angry, we can just, like, fire it off into the wall. Just like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Someone comes down that we don't like, we just push it this way, and it's like, yeah, you leave. Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean, it's a nice item. I might order like 3 more from the catalog at some point. I'm unsure. But that's gonna be it for today. I'd like to remind everyone I do have a Patreon, should you wish to throw money at my face. If you don't want to or can't, that's perfectly fine. I'm just glad you watched the video. So with that said, hope to see you again next time for more Animal Crossing City Folk. See you all then.